Panther Nation, Week 7. Waiver wire question and answer. 0-6 I am. 6-6 I shall be. Let's get into it.
You are now tuned into the Panther Nation podcast.
Delhomme fires to an open Smith. Steve Smith is going to go all the way. No flags down. Smith scores, and the Carolina Panthers win in overtime.
Seal he's intercepted by Keekly. Keekly inside the 20 to the 10 and to the end zone for another Panther.
All right, folks, we live. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to do some things. What's up, Slim? How you doing, man? Ooh, that messed everything up. Let me fix that. This is what happens when you're live, man. This is what happens when you're live. Our whole picture's ruined. All right, I'll fix that. All right. Listen, man, I'm like, if the coronavirus is still around next season, I'm not playing fantasy football. I've had some traumatic situations so far. For those who have never been to the channel, please like and subscribe. The Rona has changed my entire perspective. In hindsight, I probably should have sat this season out. Only because it makes the most sense for me to sit the season out. But in hindsight, I probably should have sat the season out. But overall, man, let's get into waiver wire suggestions. If you're jumpy and you want to try something new, Tua is available in a lot of leagues. At a minimum, in my opinion, right now, Tua is streaming quarterback status right now. As an NFL person, I personally I think it's the wrong call to play Tua. I think Brian Flores fell into the pressure of the fans. I felt like there was no need to play Tua at this point. You're winning. I didn't think it was necessary to bench Fitzpatrick for Tua. But if you're into that life, okay, that's not good based on what I'm getting. I think they had a plan. I don't think the plan was for Tua to play now. I think they had pressure from the crowd and the media. Let's see. But it doesn't matter how long he's been in the league, though, man. I mean, the fact that Fitz is winning, you kind of need to stick with him. This is my opinion on the matter. That's how I feel about it. I feel like Tua, it's too soon for Tua to be playing. But if you have a fantasy interest, you probably should look at, if you need a quarterback, Tua's an option. Derek Carr's probably your best option out of everybody. Dude, I'm 0-6 in a money league, and it's my high stake league. I mean, if I don't win this upcoming week, my season's pretty much done. I agree. I think I think with Tua, I think Parker and Preston Williams get interesting. And Preston Williams is available in a lot of leagues right now, so if you want to get Preston, that's an option. But from my perspective, I think the Dolphins should have waited. I think you don't play Tua until the team's pretty much done and out of playoff contention. But when you want to talk about fantasy options in the waiver wire, we got Derek Carr if you need a quarterback, Tua if you're jumpy, because Tua's available in a lot of leagues. I'm willing to take a risk on him if you want to get a quarterback. Running back, Boston Scott is probably the top option for this week. J.D. McKissick is somebody else that's also available in leagues. If you start thinking about whether or not, of Antonio Gibson might not be able to keep that job. Zach Moss is another option for the Bills. Running backs again. Now we're at the 10-point of running backs, guys. I mean, these guys should already be off the rosters, but if they're there, you need to go after them. If you want to talk about wide receivers, I like Keelan Cole. Christian Kirk had a phenomenal day. I will be stunned if he's still in league. I would be stunned if he's still on the waiver wire, but he was really good. While Denver's pass offense isn't nothing to show out about, I think Tim Patrick is an option for folks as well. Tight end is thin. Dallas Goedert from the Eagles, if he's available, you want to try to get him. Greg Olsen from the Seahawks is an option. He's available in a lot of leagues if you're trying to get him. Moser might be out for a while, man. So you got Jeff Wilson Jr. You got, I still don't want anything to do with the San Francisco running situation, but, that's just me. For streaming defenses, believe it or not, you might see the Bills defense out on waivers. The Bills play the Jets next week. So you can stream whoever plays the Jets next week for defenses. So Buffalo is your option for next week. And the Giants are playing Philadelphia on Thursday night. So the Eagles are our option next week as well. And they're available in some leagues too, so you can keep that in mind. Shockingly, I think people don't give enough credit to how good the Kansas City Chiefs defense is. But they're available in a lot of leagues as well, so look at the Chiefs defense. I'll trade Tyler Boyd to Pat Coltrane for Raheem. Oh, wow. Yeah, but that's all hindsight, Slim. Nah, I wouldn't drop Juju. Why would you drop Juju? CMC, they pretty much announced that CMC's probably not going to play in Week 7. And it's looking like he might be 50-50 for 3-8 for Week 8. I have Godwin. I'm still keeping him. CMC's not going to play in Week 7. Like I predicted. I said that. It's going to be Mike Davis again next week. He might play for the Thursday night game after that, but he's not playing Sunday against the Saints. Well, I told you guys. I mean, remember, CMC had a high ankle sprain. We're talking, it's 4 to 6 weeks. Week 5, we're in week 5 right now. If you have Kenyon Drake, this will be a good week to trade him. After what he did to Dallas. If you have Justin Jefferson, he's tradable too. I mean, it's funny. One of my leagues, I have Justin Jefferson. Every single time I play him, he doesn't do anything. When I leave him on my bench, he goes off. I had him on my bench last week, so he had 44 points in that league. Well, you get to play Mike Davis week 7, and you get to play Mike Davis possibly week 8, because there's no guarantee that CMC will be available for week 8 either with a short week. So if I was the Panthers, I wouldn't play CMC until week 9. If I was the Panthers. You could trade Mike Davis right now. I would do it. If you ready to make a move, I would absolutely do it. All right, let's see here. Let's pull up the league. Man, I lost last week, man, which is unfortunate. Let's see. Try to see if you guys can see that. All right. Yeah, man, I lost last week, which is unfortunate. My team only scored 70 points. But I won't lose next week. I say that every week, don't I? All right, let's see. Chris Carson's coming off the bye, so I would say Carson. I mean, we just played Atlanta. Mike Boone might have got, well, he probably didn't get as many points as Madison, but Madison was a disappointment too. So, let's look at the standings. Gus. I would Gus Edwards for me. I'm adding Gus Edwards. I'm 3-4, man. We don't have any more undefeated teams either. I'm only one game back from a playoff spot. No more undefeated teams. I ran into more life and I lost. Team didn't show up. Simple as that. Noli out here getting these wins. Oh, that's a tough loss for Mr. Coltrane. And he finally got his Julio eruption. And he lost, man. I can relate. I finally got mine too. I mean, if you try to trade Kenyon Drake after this, you probably could get. You should definitely be able to get like a RB2 and maybe a wide receiver 2 in return. Possibly a wide receiver 1. I mean, because, you know, there might be the thought that Chase Edmonds isn't going to be that involved anymore. I'm not sure I completely agree with that yet. I had to play Chase Edmonds this week, and I lost because of it. I didn't have much of a choice, considering my roster situation. Yeah, because I had Chris Carson, Keenan Allen on bye. So I didn't have much of a choice. I had to play Chase Edmonds, and he did nothing for me. And Zeke didn't do anything. Josh Allen didn't do enough. I mean, Chris Godwin. I mean, I haven't lost faith in Chris Godwin yet. How many targets did he have last week? 7 targets. I haven't lost faith in Godwin yet. So. No, the thing is, week 8, it wouldn't be a 6-week. You know why, Hector? Because week 8, we're playing on Thursday. Since we're playing on Thursday, it might not make any sense. They might just go ahead and let him rest and get the extra 10 days, and then he'll be ready to rock week 9. Which goes back to me. So, you know, I don't have faith in either of them, but I'm just saying if you kind of can't trade them. I mean, they're getting enough targets. I mean, he's still like a wide receiver 2/3 with 7 targets a game. I don't have faith in either one. Like, if you're asking me about trading him, I don't think you need to trade neither. I think you got to wait it out. As a Panthers fan, I'm irritated by DJ Moore, but I haven't looked at the numbers of the catch percentages, the catch percentages for Godwin. If I had to put money on it, I don't think it's worse than DJ Moore. I'll be shocked if it is. Like last week, DJ Moore only caught 56% of his targets. So, Kenyon Drake for A.J. Brown or for Lockett. I would be like, and also, man, remember, Eddie, what about your other running backs? Who do you have that you're willing to give up Drake, and how dire is your wide receiver situation? Because sometimes the best move is to not make a move at all. And one thing that I've learned playing fantasy for a long time is that you always want to have running back depth. It's easier to replace a wide receiver than it is a running back. So, I mean, you got to put that in perspective. So let's see who's available in this league. Galladay had a good day last week. So quarterbacks, man, you got some pretty good quarterback situations. I don't know if the rankings are out yet. Got a top 10 option out there, man. I mean, if you want to grab Stafford, you got a top 10 option out there. He's probably, based on who's out here, he's probably the only option, if you will, unless you want to play Tua. But Tua's on bye, so if you grab Tua, you're gonna have to grab him this week, and you're gonna have to wait a week for him if you want to play Tua. Yeah, I saw that Swift had a great game. Is Swift even in the? There's a lot of folks who picked up Adrian Peterson, and they probably was sorely disappointed. Let me pull up Swift real quick. Detroit. All. How many carries did he have last week? Oh, he had. How many carries did he have last week? Because I don't remember. 14 carries. It will be hard to stop. I mean, God, man. How many carries did Peterson have last week? He carried the same amount as Swift. He had one carry more. I mean, I don't know, man. I think Peterson's AP being there is going to be problematic. Yeah, I think I would trade for him too. I don't think he broke out. As long as Adrian Peterson's healthy, he's not gonna be able to take advantage of the situation. They do need to trade Kerryon Johnson. You got a good set of wide receivers, Eddie. Why are you trying to trade? I don't know if I would trade. You got a decent roster. Truth be told, when Mike Davis going down might only have 2 more games for you, you need to keep Drake. Truth be told. After what Edwards-Helaire did yesterday on the Monday Nighter, I don't think Bell's value is going to be that high at this point. Like, I think part of the reason why they picked up Bell was because of the fact that, you know, Edwards-Helaire wasn't he had a rough week the prior week, but I think they're going to probably be the best case scenario for Le'Veon is he gets involved in a timeshare. But historically, Andy Reid only plays one running back, and I promise you it's not going to be Bell. I don't think he's going to move Edwards-Helaire to the bench. Oh, because I'm 0-5 in last place, and last place have to shave their eyebrows or shave their head bald. But here's the thing, Eddie. I don't know doing that trade is going to improve your team. Like, I mean, you got Juju, Kupp, Mike Thomas, and Fuller. And Keenan Allen. Like, you have, you know, you got players that are pretty, you got some decent players in the wide receiver position. I don't know what trading Drake is going to benefit you for. Because I don't know if you can convince me to start A.J. Brown. Maybe you can convince me to start Lockett. You definitely can't convince me to start Galladay over Mike Thomas, Kupp, and Keenan Allen. So, yeah, like, I get that, but if you want to improve in position, you need to improve in the running back position. And trading Drake's not going to do that if you're getting back wide receivers. That's just my opinion. So if you're trying to fix your problem, you need to fix the running backs. Because that's where your weakness is at. Trading Drake doesn't really help you there. Well, we don't know if CMC is going to be back until Coach Rule says CMC is going to be back. But it doesn't sound like he's going to be back for the Falcons. I mean, not for the Falcons, for the Saints. So, I mean, best case scenario, he comes back Thursday night against the Falcons. Worst case scenario, you won't see him until week 9. If I was Carolina, I would wait until week 9. So, but, yeah, let me see. But, yeah, Boston Scott is absolutely your only, in our league, is the only one that you would pick up. I mean, I would probably pick up Perrine on a speculation, but I wouldn't play him. Not as long as Frank Gore's there. Wide receivers, this is my guy. This is the guy I would be going after if I need a wide receiver right now. Based on what's going on in the wire, I want to go after this guy. Keelan Cole. Look at AJ Green. Hi, AJ Green. Tight end. I mean, Ebron's your best option. But then after that, probably Olsen, Schultz. Then I would stop. That would be the end of that. Defenses, man. Top option for next week. Top option for next week. Buffalo. These guys right here. Buffalo. Eagles are next. And if you're froggy, you can go with the Cowboys. But, you know, you saw how bad they played yesterday. I'm going to drop Duke Johnson. Should I pick up T. Higgins or McKinnon? Oh, God. McKinnon. You never can have enough running back depth. Although, I don't know if McKinnon's going to actually do anything. That's the dilemma, man. There's a lot of running back core. I'm not a fan of the San Francisco backfield. If McKinnon's available, that might be your best bet. He's going to probably get the bulk of the work. So, McKinnon, if he's available. I'm kind of shocked that he is. All right. My 0-6 team. Brutal. Let me check and see if I have a shot to make the playoffs still. I'm only 4 games out of the last playoff spot. Only the top 4 gets picked. Only the top 4 gets in for this one, so. But, yeah, this tie here is going to kill me in this league. This tie is going to cost me. Yeah, that tie is problematic. The only chance of me getting in is this spot right here. And this guy's got a good team. And he just got a pretty good trade. I think he just traded for CMC. Yeah, he just traded for CMC. Yep. So once he gets CMC, he's going to be problematic. He's going to have, but his wide receiver situation. Oh, he's pretty much forfeiting this week because look at this. This is brutal for him. He ain't got no way to play his guy. Well, he could play Chase. He could play Miles Sanders and put Chase Edmonds in the flex, but he don't have any receivers to play. So, you know, he might end up. We'll see what happens there. He's probably gonna have to lose next week. Your team is fine. I mean, you need help at wide receiver, but you got Tyreek Hill and D Hop, so you're fine. Your team's fine. Hector. Your team's fine. Yeah. Let's see who's available in this league because I need help. Boy, this is brutal. Ooh, McKissick is there. I probably should pick him up. Oh, Boston Scott's there too. I probably should pick him up. Because there's no guarantee that Madison's going to play next week. Where's my button? That should be a button. Yeah, they got rid of the button that I normally utilize. Maybe that's just on the ESPN app, but I thought there was a way to look at my team too. But whatever. This is my squad. Oof, gotta play Justin Jackson next week for sure. I gotta figure that one out. That's gonna be a debatable one. I need a tight end, and I don't have one. All right, I gotta go find a tight end. I can't move him to IR, can I? Of course not. I can't move him to IR. Yeah, your team's fine, Hector. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You're sitting in a really good spot. Sitting in a really good spot. Oh, I gotta drop Panthers defense too. I ain't playing them against New Orleans, that's for sure. Dang, I got a lot of moves to make in this in the waivers in this league, and I gotta get into the quarterback. I can't play Minshew this week. Let's see what's going on with the quarterback situation in this league. It looks like Derek Carr might be my best bet. Oh, Rivers is out there. That's interesting. I ain't playing Wentz, so that's out of the question. Maybe I'll play Derek Carr. Hope that Tampa gets the lead on him and it turns into a shootout. If you have Cook, I wouldn't drop Madison. If you have Madison, if you don't have Cook, I would drop him. So I'm probably gonna drop Madison this week to get some help. Because for me, I have Cook, so I know I'm not dropping Madison this week. I have Dalvin Cook, so I can't drop Madison this week. So I got to drop somebody else. I might not have a choice though with my options because I don't want to drop anybody else yet. Even though Le'Veon Bell might be droppable for me. I think I'd rather have a different running back situation. I do like McKinnon with Mostert hurt. McKinnon's going to get the bulk of the work this week. He has to. He ain't got much of a choice. 0-6? Oh, I could tell you where I went wrong. Let me see. Can I pull up the draft? Let's see here. Draft recap. I could tell you my mistakes. All right, I took Dalvin Cook in the first round. That was cool. I took Julio. Probably should have took Hopkins. But, that might have been a mistake. Big time. I was hesitant with Hopkins this year because of the new quarterback and all that. Then I took Godwin. Then I took DJ Moore. This is where my mistake started right here. But then in hindsight, the only person I probably would have been willing to take was Lockett. I didn't like the running backs after this. Really. I didn't like Melvin Gordon. I settled for Bell, but I should have probably took this guy. That was regrettable. But I like the pick of the Antonio Gibson here. But although Mostert was there, so Then I was able to get Montgomery, AJ Green in the 8th. Gallup, that was a mistake. Probably should have went elsewhere there. Brady, I dropped Brady. And then after I dropped him, he got 5 touchdowns. I saw that game and I was like, I'm good. I mean, in hindsight, even if I would have kept Brady, I still would have been 0-6. I did the math. I would have still lost all the game. I would still have lost them games. It just would have been closer. I mean, so in hindsight, wouldn't have mattered. I liked Higbee a lot, but he's turning into a bust, so I ended up dropping him. I dropped Ruggs. I might try to go get him back. I'll probably try to go get him back. I picked up Marlon Mack thinking that he was going to get the bulk of the work, and he was getting a decent chunk of the work, and then he got hurt. So that was terrible luck on my end. And Darrell Williams was just just in case Hilaire doesn't work out. But that's a moot point now because they picked up Bell. So I got him on my roster. Broncos defense, that hasn't worked out as well because they lost folks to injuries, and Robbie Gould is a kicker. Kicker's a kicker. So I think the biggest mistakes I made probably was not keeping Brady, taking Julio Jones over DeAndre Hopkins, and taking DJ Moore over Lockett. I think if I take Lockett, I think a lot of my problems would be alleviated. A lot of them. Because Lockett has been balling. You know, he's 15th. DJ Moore is 21st. Not too bad, but still not where I need to be. Godwin has been a disappointment due to injuries. So, you know, Godwin's missed 3 games already. That's problematic in itself. But when he's showed up, he's done well. I mean, but, you know, it is what it is. Cook, I'm not too mad at the Cook pick. Cook's been playing. Cook's the third best running back in fantasy. So I pretty much, that was a fine pick. He missed 1 game, but it's fine. I can't complain too much. He'll be back against Green Bay. So I can't really complain that much. Julio has been a disappointment. Sunday was his best day, but 24, 4, hurt, 7, hurt, 33. So, you know, it made sense with Julio, but I think I would have rather had Hopkins. That was a big error. You know, Hopkins has been pretty consistent. I mean, he's only had 1 game where he didn't have double digits. So, Ruggs is interesting. Mike Williams is interesting. Christian Kirk is interesting. Marvin Jones Jr. is not interesting to me. Hardman, Without Watkins, he's interesting. But yeah, like, I mean, this draft, you know, in hindsight, I think if all my guys were healthy, I wouldn't be 0-6, bottom line. But now the fact that I started slow, I think I still would rather have Drake, because even if the problem I have with McKinnon is that there's going to be 3 running backs in San Francisco. That's the problem. I heard they might trade Julio, man, and Matt Ryan, but I don't know if that's going to actually happen. I don't see that happening this year. Julio's going to pick it up for me, though, so I think I'm going to be okay. But the thing is, when you start 0-6 in the league, especially if you only got 12 weeks of a regular season, it puts you in the hole pretty bad. Now, granted, I could legit still make the playoffs in this league, but I can't lose any more games. I pretty much got to run the table. And part of the reason why I have to run the table is because there's 6 games to go and there's this tie. But the good thing is that, but I don't see neither one of these teams losing 5 out of 6. I don't see either one of these 4-1 teams. I don't see any of these teams losing, the top 3 teams losing 5 out of 6. And I'm going to need this team to lose 4 out of 6. And I don't think that's realistic. And on top of that, I got to do better in the points. And in the points, I'm not where I need to be. I'm not scoring enough points. Now, granted, I've had the second toughest schedule. But You know, I'm still not scoring enough points. The points is a problem. But I've had the second toughest schedule. So luck hasn't been on my side either. But I haven't been scoring enough points in this league. And considering the folks that are at the top of the heap of the points, it's the top 4 teams. So I also have to catch them with the points to beat the tiebreakers if I tie with them. So I have a very big uphill. I have an uphill battle. I gotta I gotta get at least 100 points more. I gotta start chipping away 100 points between the 4 teams up here. My best chance is this guy, but this guy is the second highest scorer in the league. So I don't know if that's gonna be realistic. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, I can't win every league that I'm in. And I said this in the chat, like we have a group me page for this league. And I pretty much said, I'm like, if there's any season for me to have a bad year, it's this one. Like I can be content on having a bad season in this league. So all right, so I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna show you guys something. And maybe you guys will get a kick out of it. And then we're going to move on to do something. Then we're going to move on to something else. No, he's not. He's not. Matt Rule's not trading for Julio. You can forget that. He ain't trading for Julio. And even if he wanted to, the Falcons are not going to give him to us. So that's not even an option, really, truth be told. Give me 1 second, man. I'm trying to... Oh, that's the chat. Can you let the chat down, please? Hold on, let me see something. Oh, that might be why right there. Okay. All right, this is probably the league that I'm probably going to be focused in more than anything else. This is one of my money leagues. I'm 4-2 in this league. My focus is squarely going to be in this. Let's see. Let me pull up your squad, Eddie. Let me remind myself who you have. If you're trying to win now, Boston Scott might be your best bet. Oh, no, McKinnon. McKinnon is your better bet. Because McKinnon's going to get the bulk of the work. Between Boston Scott and McKinnon, those are the 2 choices you have. I wouldn't go after any of the wide receivers. So I want to show you guys something about this league. And I'm hoping nobody within those leagues see this. But I need to show you guys something. Hold on. Before I do, though, let me see. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me get my screen right. All right, this is what I want to show you guys, man. Hold on. I want to show you guys this. Hold on. Let me see. These are my waivers for this week. And the big waiver wire pickup that I'm working on is this guy right here. This guy right here. All right. Oh, this is a keeper league, so that means I get to keep a couple players there at the end of the season. But this guy right here, I'm taking the rest of my fab budget to pick this guy up. And he's just going to sit in my bench for next season. So I'm going to grab this guy right here. I was stunned. I was kind of mad at myself that I didn't catch it before Sunday that somebody dropped Saquon. So I'm going to just grab this guy and have him sit on my bench. I will put him in my IR slot once Austin Eckler returns. And that'll be that. But I'm going to get this guy right here. And then I'm thinking that I don't have to... Theoretically, I wouldn't have to spend my first round pick for him because I picked him on the wire. So then I can potentially grab a first round pick. Yep, I'm going to go after. And the thing is, I'm hoping nobody else notices, But just in case somebody does notice, I'm going to take the rest of my fab budget. I only got $75 left in my fab budget. So I'm going to pretty much, if somebody's going to go after him, he's going to have to spend a lot of money to get him. But I'm going to go ahead and take this guy right here. And then I will just wait. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to win this league anyway. My running back situation is too terrible. Look, ain't my problem, man. I'm going to try to take this guy right here. And hopefully nobody sees this and tries to outbid me. But if they do, they do. It's fine. I ain't going to lose no sleep over it. Because I'm still mad at myself for not catching this when they dropped them on the 18th. But nobody else in the league did either. But now the budget comes out tomorrow. The league comes out with their budget tomorrow. So I'm going to try to go get this guy right here. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to grab a defense. I'm going to try to get Boston Scott. And then I'm going to try to pick up some other scrubs depending on what happens right here. Nah, man, you were trying to rape Chris. That ain't fair. You were trying to trade rape Chris. I couldn't let you do that. But me doing this is going to pretty much, for me spending the rest of my fab budget is going to put me in a state of thinking about next season. And I'm 4-2, but the theoretically, my best case scenario for this league is probably third place. Third place is my best case scenario. So get my money back is my best case scenario at this point, which would be fine. And I'm fine with that. But the way my team's structured, my running back situation is so bad of a mess. I got to do something for next year. And I can't be dependent on the keeper draft to fix it. So that fixes my running back situation for next season. I don't have to worry about it. But, because look at my running backs, man. Granted, I have Eckler. He's on IR. But that'll change the 4 players that I keep for next season. So, because odds are high that I'm going to keep this guy. And if I get Barkley, I'll keep him. And I'll probably keep Kelsey. And I will definitely keep this guy right here. I can keep 4 players. I will keep him, and if I can get Barkley. And I'll probably just let Eckler go. I might keep Eckler. I don't know. But if I keep Eckler, that means I'm going to have to, I will have to give up him. And I don't know if I want to do that because he won't cost me anything based on where I drafted him last year. So he's low value. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I'm going to let all the quarterbacks go. Even though last year, for this season, I had Josh Allen, and I threw him back in the pool because I wanted to keep Hopkins and Kelsey and Mark Andrews. No, not Mark Andrews. I forgot the other 2 that I kept. Oh, Eckler. I kept Eckler. There was somebody else I kept too. Can't remember. Oh, McLaurin. I kept McLaurin. So I kept McLaurin, Eckler, Hopkins, and Amari. And Kelsey. So, because as you can see, it's a wide receiver heavy league, but you get points for carries, which makes Saquon Barkley too valuable for me not to go after him and just wait it out. So, Hector, what's up? All right, I'm getting ready to. Now it's going to be funny. Somebody's going to watch my show and see what I was going to do, and they're going to outbid me. But if they outbid me, they outbid me. But they're going to have to give up a lot of their budget to do it. And I'm fine with that. I mean, it's worth it for next season. Yeah, I mean Barkley's been rough, man, but and I know and the thing is, he kept him as a keeper for this year because he drafted him the year prior, so he's probably frustrated like all hell because Barkley was a bust the previous year because he got hurt last year and then he get hurt again this year, so he's probably like, I'm all set, but I'm willing to take the risk if I don't have to give up anything to keep him next year. Because I grabbed them off of waivers, I don't have to give up anything. And besides, my first round pick's going to be gone because that's who I drafted in the first round was Hopkins. So I'm going to keep Hopkins. I'm going to keep Hopkins. I'm going to keep Hopkins. I'm going to keep Kelsey, and I'm probably going to keep. I want to keep Justin Jefferson. I can't remember. I can't remember how many keepers we got to keep. Whether it was 4 or 5. I don't remember. I have to check. Oh, this will tell me. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5. So I get to keep 5. Because last year for this year I kept Hopkins, Kelsey, Cooper, Eckler, and McLaurin. So it is 5. Yo, that'll be optimal if he gets traded. That'll be optimal if he gets traded. Funny, somebody didn't keep Kamara. But, and by the way, don't let the pick fool you. The previous year, I was at the bottom of the league. So I got Hopkins and Kelsey back to back. I think I was like the 11th or the 12th pick in the league for the first season, the keeper league. So that's how I got Hopkins and Kelsey. So, no, I would never drop McCaffrey. Heck no, you keep him. You just got to wait. Wait it out. But yeah, so next year, Jefferson, Hopkins, Kelsey, it's probably who I'm going to keep for sure. And if I can get Barkley, I'll keep him too. But we'll see what happens. And I'll just grab everybody else. The wide receiver situation is important. The wide receiver and tight end. So that's why I'm kind of... This league is primarily a wide receiver league, really. Yeah, McCaffrey's going to get over 1,000 combined. Absolutely. Not a question. It's funny, the guy that's 5-1 ended up drafting the majority of his team. I mean, he kept Thielen, but that's about it, really. Kept Thielen and kept everybody else. And now he's going to have some pretty good keepers with James Conner and Aaron Jones for next year if he wants to keep them. Right, there was one team that didn't. There was one team that redrafted everybody. Oh, yeah, this guy. Kind of worked out for him. What's his record? Jay Galley. What's his record? Let's check. Jay Galley. What's Jay Galley's record? Oh, he's out of it. He's not even close. It's 1-5. That's tough. That's tough. Because he let his whole team out. He didn't take any keepers. But, all right. Nah. I'm open to it, man, but I don't know, man. Rashad's retired. I would love to do a keeper league. I mean, I love keeper leagues. I'm not in enough of them. But I'm not enough of them. But yeah, it looks like one of these two guys are going to win barring an injury. I might have a shot at third place, but even that's not guaranteed at this rate. But I think my team, considering all the mistakes I've made in this league by Justin Jefferson being on the bench so many times, I don't know, But me making that move to grab Barkley is going to put me in a very peculiar state, to say the least. I mean, you see what I had to do this week. I had to start Jamal Williams, so I probably should drop Jamal Williams. You know what? That's what I might do. But I think I have to play him next week, so I need to figure that out. I got until tomorrow afternoon to figure it out. But we'll see. Hopefully I can win next week. All right. Did anybody have any more questions for me before I close this out? Nah, heck, I don't agree, man. CMC was fine. At some point, man, when you give somebody so much work, eventually, man, your body's not going to cooperate. Both of them. You start both of them. I'm assuming you're talking Mike Davis. You start both of them this week. Once again, you got to start both of them, Hector. Will Fuller or Robbie Anderson? Will Fuller. Oh, wait, no. I have to go Robbie there with the target distribution that's happening. Only reason why this week it'll be tough is because of the fact that he's got a tough matchup this week against the Saints. It's closer than you think it would be for this upcoming week. But I probably have to go with Robbie. Five minutes remaining, guys, and then I'm going to call it a day. Kyler's not going to be available in no leagues, though. I ain't starting Bell until I see him actually play. I ain't starting him. I got to be desperate. Like, maybe I would start him if both of my starting running backs are on a bye and I ain't got much of a choice, but I am not starting Le'Veon Bell until I see him with the Chiefs. So, no, I ain't starting him. I got to be desperate to start him. Nah, see, dude, Russell Wilson's playing at the MVP level. I don't know if they can. The Cardinals are wishy-washy, man. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I don't think that's going to be enough. Yeah, but the Cowboys aren't that good right now, man. Every team in the NFC East has a losing record. All four of them. I mean, beating the Cowboys isn't impressive to me. They're not that good. Like, if the Panthers win the NFC East, we'll be leading the division right now. At 3-3. But all right, I'm gonna call it a night. Rashad's still dropping videos, so keep on the lookout for those. We'll do the fantasy Q&A Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll take last-minute questions to get your lineup set up for the upcoming week. And then we go live. And then Rashad is going to probably do some live streaming on Sunday, but he can't. I know he said he can't do the full game. You can follow me on Twitter at ChampD1012. You can follow the podcast at Panther Nation PC. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And always remember, keep pounding, guys, and I'll talk to you guys in the